industry, inventory and warehouse management is a critical factor for retail industry.
Absolutely. How a CFO or a CEO or a owner of a retail chain will be able to see a complete holistic business overview on a click of button. My name is Sachin Gupta and I'm hosting this web series for Hostbooks. So this is a part of our series where we are managing the complexities. We are trying to identify the complexities, and then we are bringing our experts from the various tech industries who are trying to solve these problems and how technology has advanced. So this series on Hostbooks retail product. So with me, our guest is Dr. Livingston. Can you just tell us something about yourself?
Thank you so much for calling me. And I'm Dr. Livingston, and I have 25 years experience in technology consulting side. And I consulting for larger departmental stores and retails, restaurants and hospitality. And our expert is we work with the data to help organization for a decision making.
Yes.
So thank you so much for calling me for this event. And I would like to understand from you first, what is your thought process on what are the challenges retail is facing in current scenario?
Okay, thank you very much for asking this question. I think this is a very relevant question with the India scenario, especially the how India market is growing and how the consumers are picking up the retail as one segment where along with the online people, they are going to the retail chains, experiencing this. So for the retail industry, what I personally feel, inventory is a very critical piece of the business, where how just in time the inventory is available. Brands are opening their multiple retail shops across India with different kind of products, with a specific kind of industry where the specific segment of the customers who actually like the product to purchase. So take an example of a clothing industry. They will have kurta pajama requirement in north, may not be having a kurta pajama requirement in south, but they still have the same brand. So they have those challenges of how to ensure that a right replenishment of clothing line to happen in that particular industry. Their customer user experiences when a customer walks in, those kind of things I see as challenges. What kind of inventory they should manage centrally? How do they do procurement? What kind of warehouse management system they should have to ensure that the supply happens timely, their cost of freight, then retail stock taking could be one of the challenges which they will face. Real-time capturing of the information in the POS and then getting integrated with the ERP, so that the central team who's sitting wherever they are, maybe in south or maybe in north or maybe in west, get that information and then use it very effectively for the future planning. Because the retail industry is scattered across India, there is a possibility that GST for each location will have a GST, and the sourcing is also happening from different industries and different locations. So in that case of multiple GST management, that could be one of the reasons. Then vendor not paying GST on time, how to ensure that we check those vendors very frequently. Then getting those MIS, which throws the sales numbers, your profit numbers, your product-wise profitability numbers, your overall MIS on a timely basis. So some of these challenges, what I see the retail industry today may be facing. And I would also like to ask a few questions to you, Livingston sir, because you come from the Hostbooks team and such a vast experience of you working in this industry. How Hostbooks is actually helping the industry to become more IT savvy, and how Hostbooks is solving some of these problems?
So, precisely you have given me a thought process of what is the pain area of retail industry. I can tell you, retail industry, inventory and warehouse management is a critical factor for retail industry.
Absolutely.
Competition is big for retail industry. They need to give offer for customer. At the same time, they need to see their MRPs. They need to see their what is the increasing, how they can increasing their profit. All those parameters surroundingly work with inventory management system. And as you taken it as a textile industry as an example, and I also want to take it as a textile industry as an example. Textile industry dress material expiry date is only 4 months.
Okay.
And design change so frequently.
Wow.
And the small industry to a medium industry, they want to set up their own outsourcing, dress material. So for example, you go and buy from a wholesaler, if you are getting it in 400 rupees, Obviously, what retail outlet will think about, can I outsource this design from a tailor or a multiple another outsourcing export company so that I can get it in 250 rupees. So I can give maximum benefit to my customer and I'll also get a profit.
Excellent.
This is the operational process.
Yeah.
How technology can adopt this is very, very important. You may have single warehouse, as you explained. Kurtas may be available in north and dhotis may be available in south.
Yeah.
But you need to have a multiple warehouse to handle your supply chain management.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your supply chain management has to be seamless. If you do a central procurement office, then your cost will be very, very reduced.
Yeah.
You may have multiple GST, you may have multiple, west, north, the south, and all those zones you may have outlet.
Yeah.
But you need to have central procurement team to handle the procurement outsourcing or procurement in-house. All those parameters has to happen in the central view.
Yeah.
How this can be happen seamlessly?
Yeah.
The technology can help them out.
Yeah.
How technology can help them out? We need to have a demand forecasting. We need to know, okay, this is a section, this is the function it is coming, these are all the parameters of stocks which we need to have it, what is our current stock, what is the forecasting we have depend upon the last year sales, how I can start my procurement planning, how I can get my procurement on time, and how I can validate my vendor and what kind of vendor I'm having it. Am I doing a job work with third party? How I can distribute my job work to the third party? All those parameters can be helpful with technology.
Excellent.
If you want to have 30 people to do a job, if you have prompt technology, you'll be able to reduce that into a 1/3. You can have 6 people, 7 people to work on this process. This process will help you to have your blueprint clearly available.
Yeah.
To give you a thought process, if it is a bakery industry or if it is a departmental stores, they buy dal when the season is there. They buy dal in 1 ton, 2 tons kind of stuffs.
Yeah.
Point number 1, it is an expiry product.
Yeah.
Point number 2, batch wise they need to do a packaging. Point number 3, the package has to distribute it on time to all those places.
Yeah.
This all 3 process can be done in the supply chain management side. So we need to be very clear what kind of product which we are working on. How we will be able to get a demand forecasting? Our POS has to work seamlessly with the back-end ERP system.
Yeah.
So all things are interlinked. So warehouse management is very, very important. Inventory is very, very important. When we talk about this too, in Indian complex GST scenario, we need to handle the compliance part also.
Yeah.
Every time we need to validate our vendor is paying GST on time because we need to get a GST credit. And that has to be validated automatically with the system. Otherwise, we need to pick up a phone and call somebody and getting a GST information, then validating in the backend. It has to work seamlessly. That is what technology is meant all.
Yes, absolutely.
So we are trying to help as a Hostbook understanding customer pain areas and trying to give a solution which can really optimize their resources as well as their timing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I think this is very helpful. There's one question which has come up from your answer is on the demand planning side. Because our industry is, you can say our consumption behavior is predominantly salary based, where they get payments on the month ends or during the Diwali season or during the festive season when they're getting a lot of bonuses, and there are a lot of buying happen very specifically to those trends. So how Hostbooks will help the retailers to do their annual planning or a quarterly planning or a 6-monthly planning with a lot of data coming to them very frequently, which will help them to be more realistic in the market. And one, they bring in those right products using the historical data. Second, they also give best of the offers to their customers and be competitive in the market, and on top of it make money. So what do you think, how Hostbooks can help on that?
So I'll tell you, interesting subject of industry. Whenever they schedule, set up a MRP or anything, they'll have a percentage for their offering also.
Correct.
As we take an example of textile industry and or any other industry, the expiry date is going to be in. Textile industry, 4 months, after 4 months, the product will not be able to sell it as an industry standard. So normally, point number 1, customer characteristic analysis. Earlier we talk about loyalties, we talk about discounts, we talk about offers, but we never thinking about customer buying pattern. So if you talk about Livingston regularly purchasing into my showroom, and you will be able to understand, okay, how frequent he is buying, what is the repetitive purchase happening from him, and what product he is buying frequently. This will help you to understand what is the demand forecasting happen in your organization or single outlet or multi-outlet. Demand forecasting is two ways. One is your customer pattern can help you to demand forecasting. Two is you have some stocks which you need to push it to customer. Unless otherwise you create a visibility, you may not be able to understand that how this is going to work.
Absolutely.
So if you understand the industry, every industry will have a pattern of some industry will give 50% offer on January, some industry will give 50% offer on December, some industry will give on year end. So this is a pattern of discount offers the industry will give.
Absolutely.
If you talk about textile, in South India side, they make it on June, July the highest discount shops it will happen because they treated June, July is a marriage month in South Indians. So the cultural, involvement and as well as,
or like gold sells during Akshaya Tritiya.
Exactly. So we call it as Adi offer. Adi offer is the famous offer in South India because you will get it in buy one, get two free kind of scenario. You will do one. So the cost, demand forecasting, what stocks I have, how to distribute this, these are all the things are operational, right? But you need a data to analyze it.
Absolutely.
You need all those things to be managed as a sales promotion or customer characteristic analysis. You may have 5 lakhs customer. Getting all the 5 lakhs customer and creating a dashboard saying that I am selling X product as so frequently, so I need to have X product has to be created more. And I have loss of stocks, so much is on another product A. I want to distribute how I can create a strategy.
Absolutely.
And what segment I can create a strategy. For example, Chudidar can we go in south rather than other states. I can create specific offer for south.
Absolutely.
But this menu management is there, right? Outlet level menu management can be controlled in single technology side.
Excellent.
So that is what important for you. Strategical decision. You need to have a qualified strategical decision or quantified strategical decision.
Yeah.
If you use technology well enough, you will get a quantified strategical decision.
Absolutely.
Rather than assuming and taking a decision can be avoided.
So there's one question which I have for you on the POS, because POS is something which is where the customer interaction happens for the first time. So let's say when there's a repetitive customer comes in any of the retail shops. So as soon as the customer comes in, let's say somebody says, please can I have your mobile number. So somebody puts his mobile number and the previous data of that customer comes handy. So somebody who is interacting with the customer says, sir, last time you had purchased this, do you want to buy similar kind of stuff? We have a new range of products have come up. Let's say you purchased the jeans last time. Or you can say, the last time you purchased the jeans, this time we have some nice trousers have come up. Do you want? So what customer will interact? These guys, they're maintaining my data. They're giving me a personal experiences. Does Hostbooks offer such kind of capabilities?
Hostbook has more guest experience management. Rather than customer, data, customer experience management goes. So how Hostbook is working it out?
Amen.
If you are a customer with Hostbook using Hostbook POS, Hostbook can help you with the AI technology, understanding your customer buying pattern.
Excellent.
So, how frequent he is buying it. It is not what he is buying, how frequent he is buying it. Second one is, what is his frequent buy? Every time when he is buying jeans, or every time he is buying t-shirts, or every time he is buying dal, or every time he is buying cakes, you can identify that parameters. Then, the customer has done any return. What is the specific complaint he has returned? Fourth one is, what always he prefers is. He prefers 36 size, or he prefers, this brand of dal, he prefers, less oil food. All those parameters can be in one single dashboard. You don't need to open and do report or anything. When you type customer information, click the customer name, you'll get the dashboard out.
Oh, excellent.
And when I'm talking about all those things, I'm trying to give you data that what is this large volume of billing in single time, so much time. So if you are a customer, you are coming to me, sir, you have done so much, so far, 10 lakh rupees purchase from my outlet, sir. Thank you so much for being a loyal customer. I would like to offer you specifically for some promo offer for
loyalty thing.
It makes you and me as a bonding.
Very important for the client to understand that, this company is actually taking care of me when I'm there.
Exactly.
So there's one thing which I also want to understand is the store-wise profitability, because a lot of time we pay rent, and especially in the retail industry, there is a lot of rent and rent is always hard hitting. Sometimes the sales is not happening because of whatever reason, but still the store may be profitable because of whatever, maybe lower rents and all that. Does Hostbooks capability offers us a detailed store-wise profitability analysis?
So I can tell you one more thing. So Hostbook architecture is multi-branch integrated as a single corporate account. So you don't need to go for corporate module to be activated like, the bigger ERP solution, or you need to have separate, then you need to buy a BA engine to analyze it, creating a ground analysis. No. Hostbook as an engine, which is going to be a single corporate, multiple outlet can be done it. And I'll tell you further redowning, if you go to a malls, larger malls, the malls will have X percentage of rent plus 2%, 3% of the revenue share. So that is the malls algorithm. We can create a single store profitability analysis, single store revenue analysis, and we can create a MIS report for malls also.
Wow.
So you don't need to malls, every month what malls will ask that, malls will ask you to submit the report which will help you out. And I can tell you one more thing. Airport Authority of India, whenever you have a shop, you have to pay profitability to Airport Authority of India. So wherever you go, they will swipe, your boarding pass, then only they will start the bill.
Correct.
That is because whatever sales is happening in your outlet POS, which is going to Airport Authority, month end they will do that. We have done this integration also with Airport Authority. So it is not that we are just using a POS. We are trying to help all the way and formulation of all the integration parts so that customer can be happy.
Excellent. I think this is something which is very exciting to know that these kind of things. As a CFO, ex-CFO, for me the most important point is that wherever I am sitting in the country, if my remote location is also able to give me a sufficient information about the business, when I am doing the presentation to my management, I should be very confident. And I think that's where I fail to see some of the big softwares, because big softwares focuses only on the centralized operation. They are not helping the decentralized operation, which is the core, where the business is getting generated and where the actual capturing of the information and transaction is happening, and then utilizing that information more effectively. So the decision making does happen in the board meetings, but the data has to come from the ground where the decision making has to happen. And I think that's where the whole some of these companies failure happens, and they are not able to implement an ERP effectively. That's the whole reason. So good point. I think that's a very valid point.
The one point, wherever I go and meet my retail outlet owners or CFOs or CEOs, I inform them, don't see ERP for only reports and operation. See ERP for your strategical decision.
Excellent.
Because you are trying to spend money, you are thinking that I need a billing solution, I need a reporting solution. No, you need an operational solution. How you can build operation solution is, whatever decision you are taking it in your organization board meeting, your data should help you to understand. As you said very clearly, I want to understand that my overall profit, or I want to understand the individual store profit, so that I can take individual store initiative also separately.
Yes.
I can be happy as a overall and I'm getting 200% profit. But maybe one store which is not working fine, which is unnoticed, where I can help, technology can help you to understand, okay, you have somewhere teething issues also there. If you are able to address that, it will go.
Sir, a classic example, if one store is not working well and it is not constantly making profits, the owner or the person who is responsible for that store will say, sir, the sales is not happening, sir, what do I do? Sir, the stock is not coming on time, what do I do? But if you have a data which is completely backing up,
correct,
in terms of the customer footfall, what kind of stores products are available, and on top of it, that my average realization of stock available versus customer coming in and taking the material is exactly matching with all India, then your team has to dig dive, means the finance team has to dig dive further, or operation team has to dig dive further, what is actually going on wrong. So that data availability will help you to know, the rent is actually very high. I'm actually operationally break even when I adjust the rent and the number of people which is available in the store, I'm actually making a 5% loss. But if I remove that portion or maybe shift my store to a different location or maybe do more marketing exercise to bring more footfall to cover up this, that's an excellent point.
I can give you one case study, sir. There is a book company, book distributor, as well as there is a big book stall, they have it in all the big malls. They have 20 outlets in India. Whatever offer they put it in India as a whole, which is not working it out in Chennai. And they came back to me asking me, my Chennai outlets are doing a loss making, can you help me out? When you understand that, the offer what they are putting it, that is the exam time for kids. So Chennai side, the examination is different and here is examination is different. Offer when they are putting it, that is examination time. So I suggested that in Chennai, every year, May month, books, all the publisher will come into one roof called FIFA book exhibition, they'll put it. After the book exhibition, I told them, you extend your offer. Because book exhibition is only 3 days. So much crowd will come. They will see all the books. Then they will see where the books are available if they are not buying it. They did it and they are able to see 250%
Growth. Yeah, I think that's where the data
But this helps with technology. It is not, if he doesn't have a technology, if he doesn't have a full-fledged system, you may not be able to work it out in that scenario.
Tell me one more common thing which a finance guy or a owner of a retail chain faces is the accessibility of information on a click of button. So, how a CFO or a CEO or a owner of a retail chain will be able to see a complete holistic business overview on a click of button?
Sir, to understand, this is a clear thought process what you are driving it off, right? As a CFO, you want a report. If you log in and if you see your report, your organization is working in correct way. You are asking a report, you are getting a report in Excel sheet, somewhere you have operational issues. The operational issue.
And how do you trust that report?
Exactly, that's what I ask always whenever I go to them, I ask them what kind of percentage you are accessing Excel for the reports. If they say 20%, they are in a moderate risk. If it is 30%, they are in higher risk. Because 2 lakh sales can go to 20 lakhs also. 2 lakh sales can go to 20,000 also. You are not getting a real-time data on your fingertips. So how can we optimize this? The technology has to do a dual role for that. And I always tell the people, if you want your ERP to be successful, your data entry has to happen on time. How your employee is going to...
And minimalistic people intervention data.
Exactly. So, for example, you need to create a new vendor in the backend team. If I took 20 minutes to create a vendor, if I want to create 100 vendor, how can I manage the show? That itself will take 1 month, 1.5 months. If my system helps them to create a vendor in 10 seconds, and without manual entry of their addresses, their office number, all those email IDs and everything, that makes...
And after that, validation also from GST.
Validation also from the GST.
Yeah.
It makes perfect scenario how... That is what in technology we call it as user experience. User experience is not on the operational management point of view. User experience on the end user point of view. How easy end user can use our system so that you will get all the data when needed. So it is always that reducing the Excel reporting to a system in the if your CFO, as a CFO of you are there in somewhere in Dubai or somewhere and you want to access a report, you can just log in a report around 12 o'clock in the night and see your sales on zone wise or cluster wise or outlet wise. That makes ERP successful.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you very much, Dr. Livingston. This was very insightful, and I always wanted to have a one-on-one chat with people like you who are from the industry, who understands so as a CFO, I have faced many problems, and I'm not able to find right answers. So someone who has done this kind of implementation, who have managed those kind of customers, will always give a very insightful story about their user experiences and their customer experiences. that will definitely help the retail industry. So thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you so much, sir. As one point, which I want to with the conclusion, Hostbook always, trying to give a solution for the pain of the industry. So we are not going to showcase whatever product we have unique advantage. What we will go back to customer with a consulting cap saying that what is your current challenges? How can I address with my product?
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Customer also. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
calling me today and
Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful.
Viewers, so here we had Dr. Livingston, industry expert who has worked in retail industry for many years. Currently, he is working with Hostbooks. He has done multiple implementation, and those implementations are helping retail industry right from their cost management to their final balance sheet, MIS, and strategic decision making process. And so they are helping the retail industry with a scalable model. So whether you have 500 stores or 5,000 stores, doesn't matter. From a small industry solution to a larger industry solutions, Hostbooks is actually helping a lot of business owners and trying to give them the best of the solutions with lesser people intervention and more technological intervention. Thank you very much for viewing this.